Hello, Verbling. Welcome to another class. Today we are going to be talking about preposition. Preposition. Sorry, that was last class. Pronunciation. Today we're doing pronunciation. Hey, Aisha, it's been so long. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Having a good day.
Good.
So are you ready for pronunciation class today?
Yes, I am.
It's my first pronunciation class on Verbling, so I hope it's okay.
Yeah, I think you will do great.
Okay. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if we have any more students join, and then we'll get into the links that we're going to talk about today. So, how are you? Is it summer for you now?
Yeah, but the few last days it's been a little bit chilly, but we're looking forward to have hot summer.
Wow. So it's still pretty cold, right?
Not pretty, but with the rain and the cold, it's kind of a little bit freezing, but it's okay.
I understand. Hi, Juan. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing very well today. Just getting ready for our pronunciation class.
Yes, I think that I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. You listen good?
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
All right. We have a lot of people now. Hi, Selma.
Hello.
Welcome back to class. How are you?
Well, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Awesome. And I have my last classes joined again. Great to see you guys back. We'll do quick introductions. This time I would like you guys to say your name, where you're from, and maybe your favorite place to go on vacation. So, Aishu, you're first. Name, where you're from, and favorite place to go on vacation.
Okay, so my name is Aishu. I live in Montreal, and for my next vacation, I want to go to Paris.
Oh yeah, that would be excellent.
Yeah.
Amp?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Amparo. I'm from Ecuador. And my favorite place is to the beach.
Awesome. Me too. I love the beach.
Yes, a quiet place.
Yeah, peaceful.
Yeah.
Biza? Are you there, Biza? I can't hear you. You might have to unmute yourself. There's a button in the top right-hand corner of your screen. If you click the red microphone button in the top right of your screen, that'll probably fix your audio problems. All right, welcome back, Jorge. Would you like to introduce yourself to the new class?
Hi. Well, my name is Jorge. I'm from Mexico, and my favorite place to be on vacation is my family's ranch.
Your family's ranch. That sounds like a great place.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yes.
Awesome. Juan, your turn.
My turn?
Yep.
I'm from Colombia. And the place that I want to visit on vacation is, I want to go to USA. but I don't know. Visit my family, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin
Where
that
do
is
they
there.
live?
I live in Colombia, in Cali.
Where does your family live?
I live in New York, in USA.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes, maybe the next year I'm going to visit him, but I don't
Awesome.
know though.
Practice your English for going to New York.
Okay, thank you.
M- Mauricio?
Yeah, I'm from Brazil, and my favorite place is Italy.
Wow, yeah, that's a beautiful place too. Great food.
Yeah.
And Selma.
Well, I am Salma from Algeria, and my family is from Algeria. Uh, well, for my next vacation, I already don't have any idea about that.
All right. Well, I think everybody knows me, but for maybe some of the people who aren't in class, I will do my introduction too. My name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and my favorite place to go on vacation is always different because I like to go new places. Every time I go somewhere, I like to try something new, go somewhere new, and so a new place. That's my favorite vacation. Okay, so today we are talking about pronunciation, and it's a difficult topic. Of course, English pronunciation can be really hard for most people. I had a lot of students asking for a pronunciation class, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the information we get. And we're going to do some practice too, so get ready to sound a little funny because we're going to do some funny exercises. I put 3 pages linked to the class. Does everyone see those links?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So the first one we're going to look at is the one that says 2 syllables. 2 syllables at the end of a word. It's the one about syllables. Does everyone see that one? Words are not always pronounced the way they are spelled. So that's the first one we're going to look at. You guys see it? I'll put it in the chat box just in case. Okay, so for anyone who is confused or not sure if they have the right one, that is the one that we're going to do first. We'll put it in both chat
Is it
boxes.
lesson 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's lesson 2. I don't see a 2 anywhere. But it should start with lesson 4. It's lesson 4. Words are not always pronounced the way they are spelt.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So if you open that page up and you go past the stupid ads and pictures that are not important to us, we have a lot of notes on pronunciation. I'm going to have us read through this and then do a little bit of practice with it. So the first paragraph that starts in English, it can often be very confusing. Does everyone see that?
What's his name?
Do you see where it says the main reason why speaking English is so hard?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have you guys start with that then. I'm going to start on the left with Aishu. Will you read that section where right under where it says the main reason why English speaking is so hard?
It starts with in English. It can often be very. Is that the phrase?
Sure, you can read from there.
In English, it can often be very confusing when you see a word written down to know how to say it. This section has some simple rules and examples that will greatly improve your pronunciation and save you much time learning English pronunciation.
Okay. Does everyone see where she was reading from? Say something if you don't see where she was reading from. Okay, I just don't want anyone to get lost. So now we have a section that says 1 or 2 syllables at the end of a word. Amp, will you read that for us?
Okay. There are many words in English where it is not clear whether there is an extra syllable at the end. For example, is liked or one syllable or two. How about added?
Okay, what do you guys think? Is liked 1 syllable or 2?
One.
One.
Does everyone agree? 1 syllable?
Two syllables.
So how would you pronounce it?
Like and then ed. Like.
So you okay, and then what about added? We have liked and added, right? What about added? How many syllables?
2 syllables.
2 syllables.
That one does have 2 syllables. Liked actually just has 1 syllable, and that is a very difficult thing to tell because it's spelled the same as added. They both have ed at the end, but one is pronounced as 1 syllable and the other is pronounced as 2 syllables. So it can be confusing, but there's an easy way to tell which way to pronounce it, and we're going to go over that soon. Jorge, read the next line where it says, now you most likely know.
Okay. Now you most likely know these words. However, how do you pronounce a word you have not seen before? Here are some rules that will help you in this situation.
Okay, so now we have ed at the end of a word. And I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask Juan Campo to read that for us.
Wait, 1 moment, please. What's the question?
Will you read the section that says ed at the end of a word?
ed at the end of the word, most of the time, ed at the end of the word does not mean there is a separate syllable. For example, light is a 1-syllable word. Here are some examples of words that follow this rule: light, disturbed, performed, exposed.
Excellent, thank you. So for these words, the ed does not make an extra syllable. We have liked, disturbed, performed, and exposed. And these little green things, as somebody just found out, they pronounce it for you. So if you aren't sure how to pronounce it, it's helpful to have that right next to the word. They'll pronounce it for you. And the ed does not make an extra syllable here. Okay, continuing. Mauricio, will you read the next line?
However, there are some common exceptional when the following letters come before ed. They too. I don't know.
Oh, those are just letters. So D-E-I-O-T-U.
Okay, D-I-O-T-U. For example, words that end with D-E-D, E-E-D, I-E-D, all have 2 syllables at the end. Here are some words that break his rule: added, attendant, collected, applied.
Excellent, thank you. So does everyone see the difference between something like liked, where we pronounce the ed more like a T, and something like added, where we add a whole extra syllable? We have added, and liked. So for the first one, just 1 syllable, and the second one is 2 syllables. Does everyone see and understand?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Feel free to play around with the pronunciation, it's okay. Selma, will you continue reading for us?
Yes, for sure. For example, words that end with the DED,
Oops,
EED.
we're right past
Ah,
that where it starts. These are two-syllable words.
sorry. These are two-syllable words because D, E, I, O, T, U come before the ED.
Awesome,
Is
thank you.
okay, welcome.
Okay, so E at the end of a word. Before I go on, does anyone have any questions about the ED pronunciation?
No.
No.
Okay, we're going to do one more section and then I'm going to ask you guys to come up with some examples. So if you have any questions, now is a very good time to ask them. All right, next section. Zoran? Zuoran? Zworon?
Yes, yes.
Hi. Sorry, I
Uh,
can't pronounce your name very well.
you are right. That's the pronunciation. But I can't find the passage, or which is the passage to read.
So do you have the link open?
No, please
Okay.
post the link in chat.
Okay. I'll post it in the chat. Are you in the Google chat or the other one?
Uh, the app on the left side, there is a chat.
Do you see the link I just posted?
No.
Do you
Oh,
see it
okay.
now?
I see. I see.
Okay. So it's there. And we're about halfway down the page right after where it says E at the end of a word. E at the end of a word.
Yeah, rules. It is a separate syllable when the following letters come before E. A, E, I, O. Second, it is not a separate syllable when the following letters come before E. B, C, D, F, G, H, K, N, P, U, Z.
Okay, so then we have some examples, and this one, the rules are more complicated than this. Basically, an E at the end of a word does not get pronunciation. So, for instance, when it says rule number 2, it's tube, not tube or tubi or anything like that. So, E's are silent. That's a pretty common thing in English, and it's good to know, but I think all of you are probably already familiar with it. Would someone like to read the rule examples? I'm going to ask Aishu, will you read those rule examples for us?
Yeah. Rule 1, agree. Referring, movie. Rule number 2, food, type, bone.
Thank you. Okay. Amp, will you continue where it says special letters and letter combinations?
Here are some letters and letter combinations that can sometimes be difficult. Some common rules are shown to help you. How to pronounce C? C is a difficult letter because sometimes it is pronounced hard like a K in cake and other time it is soft like a S in nice.
Okay, thank you. Um, would anyone like to read the examples for those? This time I'll take a brave volunteer.
Acute.
So,
Examples:
Academy.
balcony, and acute.
okay, and then the, ooh, whoa. All right, good enough. So I think you get it. That one's a pretty common one too, and it's good to know. Next section, let's have Jorge continue reading for us.
Which part? How to pronounce G?
Yeah, how to pronounce G.
Uh, the letter G is most often pronounced like in go. However, sometimes it can be pronounced as J sound, like the J sound in just. Rule, it is a
Excellent.
J sound when it is followed by E, I, or J. Why?
Will you read the examples also?
Um, Examples: age, cage, I don't know,
Agile.
agile, and strategy all have J sound.
Awesome. Now the exceptions I'm going to ask Selma to read. Selma, will you read the exceptions to that rule?
Okay. Exceptions begin. Um,
Is it difficult?
yes. Is it GT or giddy?
It's giddy with a hard G sound. Giddy.
Giddy and foggy. These have
Foggy.
the G sound.
Exactly. So the examples, usually when a G is followed by an E or an I or a Y, it's a soft sound like J, like cage, age, agile. It's a J sound. But there are also a lot of exceptions to this rule. So it's begin with a hard G, giddy with a hard G. So that one, it's a good rule, but it's not always correct. So be careful with that one.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
What does it mean, giddy?
Giddy is when you're very happy and excited. So when you're so happy that you can't control your energy, you're kind of excited and you're nervous and you're fidgeting, you're running around, you're moving a lot.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions before we continue? No? Okay. The combination WH. Zuaran? Zuaran? Can you read
Yeah.
that for us?
This is usually pronounced as a W sound like in white. However, there are some exceptions where it is pronounced like a H sound.
Will you read the exceptions as well?
Exceptions: who, whoever, who, whoa, wholly, whom, whose, whose.
Excellent. Thank you.
What's the difference between whose and whose? They are the same, right?
They're basically the same thing. There's small grammatical differences, but to be completely honest, most Americans don't know the difference between the two. So it's not really used in most English speaking. The difference between the two is not really used. But if you're just curious about it, who apostrophe s is always a possessive, and WHOSE is not always possessive. But it's not that important, the difference between the two. Okay,
Yeah.
next section, the combination GH. Aishu, will you read that?
Yes, this is an unusual combination because when it is in the middle of the word, it has no sound at all. Example, bright is pronounced B-R-I-T. The, the vowel before JH is often long. When it is at the beginning of the word, it is pronounced as J. Examples: ghost, ghastly.
Continue that next sentence.
Okay, at the end of the word, it can sometimes be pronounced F. Examples: cut, enough, laugh, rough, tough.
All right. The GH sound, I think, is it's difficult because we have words like ghost where it makes a hard G, and then there's cough where it makes the F sound. And then, of course, we also have words like though, this, where it makes no sound at all. Does everyone see in the chat box where I wrote though or throughout? Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote though. Oh. So, though, throughout. So it doesn't make sound sometimes, and other times it does. It's a very difficult one, but these rules are almost always correct. So if it begins a word, it's going to make a hard G sound. If it's in the middle of a word, it's always going to be silent. And most of the time, if it's at the end of a word, it's going to make an F sound, but not always.
How do you pronounce throughout? Throughout.
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 Thank you.
No problem. Oh, so now I have a little exercise for you guys. I'm going to put a verb in the chat box, and you guys have to tell me how to pronounce it. So you have to pronounce it and tell me how many syllables it has. How many syllables? So I'm doing this on the Verbling chat box, and I think the only person who's not on the Verbling chat box is Zuaran. You're the only one that's not on the Verbling chat box. So just letting you know. Okay, first word. How is that pronounced?
Kissed.
Kissed. And how many syllables does it have?
Just one.
Just one. Excellent. Next word.
Okay, I'll have try.
So the word that I put in, not the other word that the other person put in. Does anyone know how that's pronounced and how many syllables it has?
One syllable. Robbed.
One syllable. Robbed. Excellent. You guys are doing perfectly so far. Okay. How about this one?
Needed.
Needed. Exactly. And how many syllables does it have?
2.
2 syllables. So this is one of those words that has 2 syllables. How about this one?
Reactive.
Uh-huh. How many syllables?
2.
2 syllables.
Okay.
3.
How about this one?
Laugh.
Excellent. So we have the F sound for the GH, laugh, and the ED sound doesn't make a syllable, so it's laughed. Sounds like a T.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one more for you, and it should be easy.
Charged.
Say that again?
Charged.
Charged. Okay, perfect. So we have, well, it could be changed, but it's not in this. We've got charged, and then another person said changed. Charged, we have the soft G because it's a G plus an E sound, and the ED does not make an extra syllable. So it's charged, just one. And changed, Is that the same? Does it have one syllable or two?
One.
One.
One syllable, exactly. Okay. I think everyone gets it. Do you guys have any questions from that, any of the information we looked over on that page?
Home.
Nope.
Awesome. So after class, if you want, you can go through and kind of explore some of the sounds that they have, because most of the words they pronounce for you. That's why I think this site is a very good site for all levels, and it's good for you to do at home by yourself as well, because you know they give you the examples in the audio too. Okay, so you can close that. We're not going to use it again. The next page we're going to look at is Lesson 7, Words change their pronunciation when in a sentence. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can you send the link, please?
Oh yeah, sure. There you go. And I'll put it in the Google chat box also. Okay, so everyone should have it. First thing we're going to read says the main reason why speaking English is so hard. And I'm going to start from the right this time and ask Zworan to read that for us.
This special pronunciation section will explain to you why English is hard to speak correctly and give you some help on improving your pronunciation. These are the main reasons why English is so hard. There is a lesson for each one. Note that the pronunciation examples are in American English accent. In the last lesson, you will find American and British English examples.
Okay. So now we're going to skip down to where it says the last common problem with speaking English. And I'm going to ask Selma to read that.
The last common problem in speaking English is that words change when they are in a sentence. This is most common for small words like a and to. For example, the word to.
Okay, so for the word by itself and the word in a sentence. Yeah, so the pronunciation part, the little green circles, is really useful here because when I say the word to, when I'm talking to you guys, I say to. But if I put it in a sentence, I often don't say it like that. I'll say go to bed or go to bed. I don't say go to bed, go to bed. I don't say that. So it can be difficult to understand and also be understood because the words change when you speak them out loud. Continue reading for us. Jorge, please.
Notice how the word to becomes much shorter than the vowel less obvious. The vowel in to in a sentence is called
Schwa.
schwa because it is no longer an O sound, but a sound made when your tongue is in the middle of your mouth. This also happens to A and M in sentences.
Okay. So that now we have the words by themselves and in a sentence. So we have a as in the article, like a cat, a car. And when I talk to you about them, I say a cat, a car. And when I use it in an actual sentence, I usually just say a. So that's a car. Or I'll have an apple. I'd like everyone to try and make that sound for a minute. It's a really common sound in English, and it's very beautiful, I think. I'm joking, guys. It's not a beautiful sound. The sound is just. You just open your mouth and say Okay, so everyone give it a try. Laugh at yourself a little bit and try to make this sound. Uh. Come on, guys, let me hear it.
uh,
Uh. Exactly. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay.
it sounds like you eat too much.
Exactly, like you're just full, like, you know? Sounds exactly like that. And that's the sound that native speakers make when they say, go to bed. When I say it to my sister or to my father or whatever, I say, go to bed. Or I say, that's a car. Or I'll have an apple. I say the schwa sound, the sound. Okay, that was a short little lesson on that sound, and it's a very common sound in English, but we won't go farther into it. So you can close that page now. We're done with that page. We have one more page to look at today, and I'm going to put it in the chat boxes for you guys. Okay, so everyone open that up. And we're going to skip past the first part because that's what we've already read. The thing that says the main reason why speaking English is so hard. We already read that, so we're not going to read it again. We're going to skip to the part where it says, you most likely know how to say these sounds. And I'm going to ask Amp to read for us.
Okay, yes, you must likely know how to say these sounds M, P, S, and D. However, do you know how to say them when they are together? For example, have you ever had to say a word like glimpse?
Awesome. Thank you.
Word? Okay.
No, you can continue if you want.
M, P, S, D. The E is not a vowel. Even though glimpsed has 7 sounds in it, it is only one syllable.
Okay, so here are some common consonant cluster examples. English is sort of unique. In most Latin languages like Italian, Spanish, and French, there's a lot of vowels. Even in a lot of Asian languages like Japanese, there's a lot of vowels. So it's a big mix of vowels and consonants. But English is really consonant heavy. So we have a section that has like 4 consonants. For instance, the word schwa that we just learned about that sound, and it's called schwa, right? So we have S, C, H, W all in a row. Those are a lot of consonants without vowels. And it can be difficult to pronounce, but not impossible. So the examples, the first one we have is BR. So we have words like bridge, abrupt, and bright. The next is BD, and I'm going to ask Aishu to pronounce the BD words for us.
Absorbed, bribed, disturbed.
Excellent. So that can be really hard for some people because that BD sound kind of gets stuck. So a lot of people want to say absorbed or bribed or disturbed, but that's difficult to understand and not the correct way to pronounce. So she did a lovely job of pronouncing them correctly, and it's something you want to keep in mind to make sure that you keep that sound absorbed. It's hard to make, but keep it like that, because if you start to put a vowel between, like absorbed, it's very difficult for people to understand. Okay, next we have FS, and I'm going to ask back to Zworan. Will you pronounce that one for us?
Cliffs, beliefs.
Yeah, that one is beliefs. Ooh, sorry, that was me, I think.
Belief.
Okay. The next line is FT sounds, and I'm going to ask Selma to read those. The FT sounds.
Yes. Craft, shaft, left.
Perfect. Thank you. The MP sounds, Jorge.
Egypt, except,
No, I'm sorry. The MP sounds.
bomb, lump, and camp.
Mm-hmm. Now the PT sounds for amp. Are you there, amp? Amp, are you there? I can't hear you, amp. I hope you're not having trouble. Oh, there you are. Sorry,
Can you
I
hear
couldn't.
me now?
Yes, now I can hear
Okay.
you. Okay, so pronounce the PT
Egypt.
words.
Egypt, except, suspect.
Perfect. Now we have THS words. Those are very difficult, but I think Aishu can handle those.
I hope so. Bass, math, cat.
Perfect. Excellent job. Now we have the NTH sounds, which are going to be the job of Zwaran.
Math, tenth, seventh.
Perfect. Excellent job. That's the TH sound is one of the most difficult sounds for people in English. People, of course, that are not native speakers. Now we have ND sounds for Selma. ND sounds.
Okay. Friend, lamp, hand.
Thank you. SP sounds for Jorge.
Sponge, clasp, lisp.
Awesome. ST sounds for amp.
Start,
Uh-huh.
last, steen.
Thank you. LMD sounds for Aishu. You always get the hard ones, Aishu.
Yeah. Film.
Awesome. So you only had one, but if you ask me, the LMD sounds are pretty difficult because there's just so much sound. Filmed is kind of hard one to make, but it's not that common a construction, so it's not so bad. LK, we're back to Zwaron.
Milk, silk.
Thank you. STR is for Selma.
Strand, destroy, strip.
Awesome. And the VS sounds is for Jorge.
Behaves, waves, bulbs.
Thank you very much. All right, so read the next section, AMP. Will you read those for us? Starting with, you need to know that when you...
Me?
AMP.
Ah, okay.
Ms. Amp Ray.
Sorry, I have a delay.
Oh, that's okay.
Which one?
The paragraph starts with, you need to know...
You need to know that when you are saying word with consonant cluster in them, it's very important that you say all the consonants as one syllable. A mistake often made by Asian speakers, among others, is to put them into extra syllables. For example, glimpsed could become glimpsed, or bright, bribed, could be bribed.
Right, so bribed could become bribed.
Bribed. This does not sound correct. Finally, here is an exercise to let you know when you have really mastered this. Try saying the following: the stiff, twisty, crisp.
Okay, so that's kind of a tongue twister. Do you guys know what a tongue twister is?
Yeah.
All right. I would like everyone to try saying it. So if you want to take a second to practice it or just to make sure you think you know what it is, and then I'm going to ask everyone to try and say it as fast as possible. So say it as quickly as you can. It's the six twisty crisp. Six twisty crisp. It's a very difficult word or difficult phrase. Even for me, it's difficult. And the faster you say it, the more difficult it is. All right, so Zworan, will you try saying it for us?
The six twisted crisp.
Yes. Selma?
The, the six twisted. The six.
Yeah, thank you. Jorge?
The six twisty crisp.
Yep. Amp?
The stiff, twisted, crisp.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Difficult.
Aishu, will you try it?
Yeah, the 60
Okay. So, if you noticed, when I started class, I had sunlight, and so the sun went away, and now I'm just sitting in darkness. So I'm gonna just go turn on the light 1 second, and then I'm gonna play a game. I'll just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, much better. I kind of forgot that the sun was setting, and so I started class in beautiful light, and towards the end of class, I was just in darkness. Okay, so we're gonna play Hangman today. Who knows the game Hangman? Does anyone know it?
Yes.
Nope.
All right, can you explain what Hangman is for anybody who doesn't know?
You just choose a letter, and then if you are mistaken with the letter, your man not would be killed.
Yeah, exactly. So you win if you're not killed, if your man is not dead, and you lose, of course, if he is dead. So today, our word is going to be a synonym to the word bad. So first, I would like us to come up with synonyms to the word bad. Can you guys think of any?
Terrible.
Terrible. What else? There's plenty. What other words are a synonym to the word bad?
Could be worst.
Worst, okay. That's a good one. What else?
Awful.
Awful.
Awful. More.
Terrible.
Terrible. Can you guys think of any others?
Awful.
Awful. Excellent. Okay. So our word is a synonym to the word bad, and it is, let's see, six letters long. I'll number them so you guys can see. Okay. So I'm going to give the first guess to Aishu. Guess a letter.
Uh, F.
Did you guess F like frog?
Yeah.
Okay, no F's, not in this word. So we get a little head. All right, next, Ampere. Will you guess a letter?
Letter I.
I, no I. I picked a difficult word because I know you guys can get it. Jorge. Guess a letter. Can you guess a letter, Jorge?
D.
D. Nope, no D. All right, I'm doing pretty well. Selma, your turn. Guess a letter.
I.
We already guessed I. Guess a different letter.
A.
A?
A. Yes.
Okay, no A's. See, I did a good job picking this word.
You're going to die.
Yeah, I think I might win. I almost never win. But maybe today is my lucky day. Zworon, guess a letter. Are you there, Zworon? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay, we'll come back to you, Zworon. I hope you fix your audio problem. Let us know in the chat box if you need help, okay? Aishu, will you guess the next letter?
T.
Nope, no T's. Okay. Amp?
Letter E.
Letter E. Yes, there is an E. This is your first letter, and it's letter number 5. So we have blank, 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 E, blank. You're on the right track. All right. It's Jorge's turn, right?
O.
Oh, no O's. I almost win. Do you like the guy? He looks upset, huh? Selma? Will you guess a letter?
S.
S? Did you guess S as in stop?
Yes.
Nope, no S. I'm gonna give him some hair. Okay. Zworon, are you there or audio trouble?
R.
A? The letter
R.
A?
R.
R as in rooster?
Yeah.
Okay. We do have an R in this word. It's the very last letter. Also, there's a person in the Verbling chat who is guessing the letter A, but the letter A is already guessed, Kevin, so it's not in the word. But thank you for contributing. Aishu, back to you. Guess a letter. Now we have blank, 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 ER.
Oh my god. L.
What?
L.
L as in loud?
Yeah.
Nope, no L. Okay. I'm not very good at drawing, but he's supposed to be his eye. Okay, Amp, your turn.
H.
H. No H's. No H's.
Wow.
I know.
Will the mind die if we cannot guess it? I mean, how many chances can we have?
Oh, I'll give you as many chances as it takes. I'm nice. Jorge, guess a letter.
B.
Yes, excellent. That's the first letter of the word, so it's an important one. So now we have B blank 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 ER. And it's an informal word. So it might be a word. What?
Bummer.
Yes, you got it. It's the word bummer. I can't believe you just guessed that. I shouldn't have said anything.
I was waiting the first letter.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything about it being informal. Now you guys win. Okay, so the word is bummer, like this. Bummer.
Oh, I don't know the word.
Amp, would you like to explain what bummer is or how you can use it, or maybe use it in a sentence or something? Or does anyone want to explain?
He's on term really bad, disappointed, for example.
Exactly. That's a great synonym for bummer. Something that's disappointing. It's an informal way to say something that's disappointing. It's almost like a slang word because it's very informal. So, can someone use it in a sentence? What's something that is a bummer? Because it's a noun. The word bummer is a noun. So what is a bummer? How about...
When I lost the connection, it's a bummer.
Yes, yes. When we're trying to learn English on Verbling and we're having so much fun, and then we lose our internet connection. It's a bummer. Or when it's raining on your beach day. When you're at the beach and it's raining, that's a bummer. So it's something that's disappointing and unfortunate, and it's a synonym to bad. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. Does anyone have any questions on anything we did today or unrelated questions?
Yes, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay, the word itself, questions, is it from questions or questions? I'm always finding difficulties in this word, with this word.
Which word?
Question. Question or question?
You mean how is it spelled? Or how is it pronounced?
No, how it is pronounced.
Question. Question. So it's pronounced like KW or something. Question. Question. The T is pronounced more like a CH. Question.
So it's not it's not question. Question. It's question. Okay.
Will you spell it in the chat box for me so I'm sure what word you're talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about this.
Like this, right?
Yes. So it is pronounced like that. Question. Like.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the correct spelling. The first one is the correct spelling, and the second is the correct pronunciation. So it's question. It's pronounced kind of like a W. Question.
Question.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pronunciation of was. How is it correct to say?
Was, W-A-S.
Yep.
It's pronounced with that schwa sound, so it's was,
Wow.
was. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Awesome. All right. So if you guys have any questions while I'm not around or while I'm not teaching, you can direct them to my Facebook, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope to see you guys in future classes. Thank you for participating, and I hope you had a good time.
Thank you for the class.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Take care.
So